microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? So we had seen microeconomics, we had seen macroeconomics, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
sir.
macroeconomics means what? These are the some of the economic factors or parameters or economic situations, economic policies, economic rules and regulations which are not under my control, which are not under the control of business. So to survive in this competitive world, to survive in the market, I need to study external parameters or external factors of economy. That is something about macroeconomic factors. So why we need to study these parameters? Because due to these parameters, due to factors, for example, recession, lockdown, these are the macroeconomic factors. Getting this? Then any political change in the government. So these are the, then industrial policies changed. Then tax policies has been changed. Then your budget has made some of the announcement related to tax rate and so many things. So these are the some of the parameters which affect on my business. Profit of my organization, survival of my organization depends on these kind of parameters. That's why I need to study this kind of macroeconomic parameters, because around my business these parameters are there. Okay, that's why we need to study this macroeconomics. So that is something about macroeconomics. So in the last lecture we have studied all things about the macroeconomics. It is related to fiscal policies, monetary policies, exim policies, and industry policies, as well as price policy related to your business. So as a businessman, you should know about the what comes under microeconomic parameters and what comes under macroeconomic parameter. I think we had also seen these features of managerial economics. So it first we have studied this managerial economics is limited to microeconomic parameters. Microeconomic means what? It is related to your firm. So it is related to internal operations of your organization. It is related to day-to-day activities of your organization. It is related to internal activities or internal day-to-day internal functioning of your organization. That's why it is called as a microeconomy. It is managerial economics is close to microeconomics. Then it works under the backbone, or it has a backdrop of my macroeconomics. That is also we have to study. Though we are studying, though we are running our organization, but along with my organization, along with my demand and supply, so as per the market demand, as per the nature of market, I need to understand as accordingly I need to manage my resources. So managing your resources, utilize making the utilization of your plant capacity, that is something about microeconomic things. But on the basis of macroeconomic factors, you have to manage your microeconomic things. Getting this? So also we had studied that it gives us normative statements. Means what? Normative statement means what? Here, what we should have to do, what firm has, what decision manager has to take, what decision manager has to take, or what decision firm has to take, what policy firm has to adopt. Such kind of suggestive approach my this managerial economics will give you. Why we need to study this managerial economics? Because it will give, by studying this managerial economics, it will give us help to predict normative statements to take the decisions. Then it will also help us to take the prescriptive action. Means what course of action? If there is a huge uh, decrease in the demand in the market, what should be what corrective action I should have to do? I have to take. That is, I have to stop my production. I have to stop my supply. Getting this? So this is something about no prescriptive action. So managerial economics will help you. Then it is applied in nature. Applied in nature means it is in practical approaches there. We are using practical approach of economics. Then we have seen that it gives scope to evaluate the alternatives. Alternatives means what? If you want to take any decision, if you want to purchase material, so I should have to scan first of all the market. Which are the suppliers available? What is the cost? What is the warranty? What is the guarantee? What is the additional additional cost attached to the pricing? So accordingly, you will decide which is the best possible alternatives. To take these best alternatives, I have to evaluate these alternatives. I have to evaluate. Evaluate means what? To check the performance of these alternatives, and this managerial economics is managerial economics help us to evaluate the alternatives. Again, this economics is the interdisciplinary. So in economics, you have to take help of mathematics, statistics, accounting, psychology, organizational behavior, and sociology while taking the decisions. So that up to this we had studied in the previous lecture. Now, what is the scope of this managerial economics? So managerial economics help us to resolve or to find or to solve the internal issues of the organizations as well as external issues of the organization. So where we can apply this managerial economics, we apply this managerial economics to solve the operational issues or internal issues or internal functioning of the organization. Okay, to make my regular routine process in a normal way, I have to take the help of managerial economics. And while surviving in the business, I need to understand, I have to analyze, I have to study, I have to evaluate some of the external factors which are happening which are happening across me or near to me. That also I have to study, because due to these factors, external factors, profitability of my organization, growth of my organization, success of my organization can change. That's why I need to study. To study the external factors as well as internal factors, managerial economics will help you. So where the scope of managerial economics is first is to resolve the operational issue. Now, what is called as an operational issue or what is called as a operational activities? So operational activities are the issues are refers to those which are within the business organization, which arise within the business organization. जो मेरे business में day to day activity में होता है. For example, I am facing a problem of shortage of supply, shortage of inventory. That is my internal problem. So how to solve this internal problem? You should have to use some of the inventory valuation techniques. So who will tell me to use this? Managerial economics will tell me to use how to solve my inventory related problem. Managerial economics will also help me what kind of what kind of machinery I should adapt. It will also help us to set my demand. It will also help us to estimate my demand. So to make a control on the organization, managerial economics help you. Okay, so it helps to solve day-to-day or regular activities or regular issues of the business. Okay, what kind of regular issues or regular activities are there in front of you as a manager? आपके सामने कौन से activity problems हो सकते हैं? For example, demand forecasting. आज अगर मेरे प्रोडक्ट्स को इतना डिमांड है, तो अगले हफ्ते में कितना हो सकता है, नेक्स्ट वीक कितना हो सकता है, बिकॉज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ योर डिमांड, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ योर डिमांड टू योर प्रोडक्ट, यू हैव टू अरेंज योर रिसोर्सेस ना. अगर मुझे कितना प्रोडक्शन करना है, उसके वजह से मुझे रॉ मटेरियल परचेस करना है, उसकी वजह से मुझे टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, उसकी वजह से मुझे आई शुड हैव टू हायर द लेबर्स एज वेल. Then I have to decide that whether I should run my plant into 1 shift, 2 shift, or 3 shift, or in general shift. Because anyhow, there should be not a shortage of resources and there should be no excess of resources. Yani, to run my organization smoothly, there should be no excess of resources. You should not borrow excess resources. Excess resources means what? Resources are idle, which are not utilized. It should not happen. as well as if there is the demand, if there is the market demand of 100 units, and if you are not able to raise the raw material required for this 100 units, मेरे पास 100 का डिमांड है लेकिन मुझे 20 का ही 20 क्वांटिटी का रॉ मटेरियल, that is not allowed. Okay, so in operational issues, managerial economics will help you to estimate or to decide your demand to your product, and accordingly you can make the estimation of your demand. Getting this means what? How much profit I wanted to earn during 1 year, 1 month or 1 day or 1 week. Accordingly, अगर इतना प्रॉफिट मुझे कमाना है तो मुझे कितने यूनिट्स बेचने पड़ेंगे, दैट आई हैव टू डिसाइड, एंड इट इज द पार्ट ऑफ डिमांड एस्टिमेशन. गेटिंग दिस? तो अगर इतने प्रोडक्ट्स मुझे बनाने हैं तो इसके इतने प्रोडक्ट्स 100 क्वांटिटी बनाने के लिए मुझे क्या क्या लगने वाला है, व्हाट आर द इनपुट्स व्हिच आई हैव टू एक्वायर to make 100 units of production. To decide this or to fix this operational issue or managerial economics help us. Then to decide the pricing of my product. Getting this? Now, see, first, whatever inputs you are bringing to make a final product, then you will calculate, once the finished product is prepared, then you will calculate the cost of production. Then in that cost of production, you will add some of your margin. Then whatever are the advertisement, sales related expenses, you will add there. And by adding this, you will calculate the cost of sales. And in that cost of sales, you will add your margin, you will add your profit. Getting this? Now, while deciding the, by adding the profit, you will decide the price of the product. Getting this? Now, while deciding the price of product, you need to scan the market. Means what at what price my competitor is selling the same product having the same features. मेरा जो प्रोडक्ट है, तो मेरा प्रोडक्ट के फीचर्स एंड क्वालिटीज और मेरे कॉम्पिटिटर जो सेल कर रहा है उसके फीचर्स एंड क्वालिटीज, ये अगर सिमिलर है तो आई शुड हैव टू कीप प्राइस इक्वल टू माय competitors product price. Getting this? To decide this, managerial economics will help you, as well as to decide the internal cost of production, cost of sale, or cost of the factory cost or prime cost. Here, managerial economics will help you what to consider and what not to consider. Material cost, labor cost, yeah, factory overheads, then indirect, direct and indirect taxes, rent लेना है, interest लेना है. What factors we should consider to understand this? Managerial economics will help us. Then production and cost analysis means on whether I should produce in batches or I should produce single unit. Getting this? So if my production, it again depends upon nature of my production system. Getting this? So कितने क्वांटिटी में प्रोड्यूस करना है, कितने बैचेस में करना है, 50 का एक बैच बनाना है, 60 का बनाना है, 100 का बनाना है, या इंडिविजुअली प्रोडक्शन. So you will decide this on the basis of your demand na. If you are not sure about your demand, then can we produce 100 production at a time? Not required na. To produce 100 products, you should have to purchase 100 raw material quantities. Means what? Anyhow, you are blocking your capital and it will be not affordable. Getting this? So to do this, first you need to understand your demand. You have to estimate the demand of the market. एंड अकॉर्डिंगली बाय अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस डिमांड, एक महीने का डिमांड मेरे प्रोडक्ट का कितना है, एक हफ्ते का कितना है, एक दिन का कितना है, अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन स्टार्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग योर एक्टिविटी. अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल डिसाइड whether to manufacture in batches or whether to manufacture individually. Getting this? So to decide this, managerial economics help us. Then to allocate the resources. Resources means what? Various kinds of natural and artificial resources you are using in your organization. Natural resources as well as human resources, money, material, men, methodologies. Getting this? So these all are the resources. So how to allocate these resources to particular activity, that we will help, that we will decide by using managerial economics. Okay. Then to allocate the various resources, यानी कौन से डिपार्टमेंट को, suppose that you have raised 1 lakh rupees from bank as in the form of loan. अभी ये 1 lakh rupees डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने के लिए मेरे पास देयर आर सो मेनी डिपार्टमेंट, फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट है, परचेस डिपार्टमेंट है, मेंटेनेंस है, या अकाउंटिंग है, फाइनेंस है, टैक्सेशन है, R&D है, सेल्स एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, मार्केटिंग है, एडवर्टीजमेंट है. तो ये 1 लाख रुपीज आई हैव टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट अमंग 7 to 8 डिपार्टमेंट. लेट अस कंसीडर वन मल्टीनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो दीज आर द वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट. अभी ये 1 लाख रुपीज किसको देना है? सबको 1 लाख रुपीज डिवाइडेड बाय 10 करना है. फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव 10 डिपार्टमेंट्स, 1 लाख डिवाइडेड बाय 10 करना है, या एज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट देना है? क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग? सो वी शुड नॉट इक्वली डिवाइड द among we should not equally divide the entire capital. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? we need to understand the need of that particular department. एक inspection department है, उसको पैसा लगने वाला नहीं है. So should we allocate 10,000 rupees because it is the contribution allocated to this department? It is not required. एक डिपार्टमेंट ऐसा रहेगा उसको 0 अमाउंट रिसोर्सेस लगेगा, दूसरा डिपार्टमेंट लगेगा उसको 50,000 लगेंगे. To purchase a machinery, production department required 50,000 rupees and you are giving only 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees में मशीनरी आएगा क्या? नहीं आएगा ना. Getting this? So if we don't provide sufficient resources to respective department, at that time that department should not work efficiently. Getting this? So that to make the allocation, proper allocation of resources, we have to take help of managerial economics. Understand? Then profit analysis. Profit analysis means what? You need to understand the trend of your profit. मेरा सेल हो रहा है, लेकिन सेल के हिसाब से मेरा प्रॉफिट का मार्जिन कितना है? पिछले साल मैंने, फॉर एग्जांपल इन द लास्ट ईयर आई हैव सोल्ड 100 यूनिट्स. 100 यूनिट्स बेच के मैंने 1 लाख रुपए प्रॉफिट कमाया था. अभी इसी साल मैंने 200 यूनिट्स बेचा, लेकिन 50,000 प्रॉफिट आ गया. गेटिंग दिस? सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ ट्रेंड. This is called as a trend of profit and analysis of profit, whether there is the actual growth of your organization or not. You have just earned profit, but the profit is towards the decreasing trend or increasing trend. पिछले साल के कंपैरिजन में, पिछले 2 साल के कंपैरिजन में मेरा प्रॉफिट बढ़ गया है या कम हो? तो एनालाइज दिस. ठीक है. and if it is decreased, what are the parameters, what are the factors due to which my profit has been decreased? Getting this? You need to understand. For example, मेरा cost of production बढ़ गया, in case my direct expenses बढ़ गए, मेरे indirect expenses बढ़ गए, मेरे लेबर को पहले जो 200 रुपए पर डे देता था, अभी 400 रुपए देना पड़ रहा है. Getting this? this में रीजन. देन मेरे इन्वेंट्री को पहले मुझे 100 रुपए को इन्वेंट्री मिलती थी, एक रॉ मटेरियल मिलता था, अभी मेरे मुझे 200 रुपए देना पड़ रहा है. ड्यू टू दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस, टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ माय प्रोडक्ट हैज बीन इंक्रीज्ड. तो अगर मेरा प्रोडक्शन का कॉस्ट बढ़ गया, तो मेरा प्रॉफिट या मेरा प्राइस तो मुझे सेम ही रखना है. अगर प्रॉफिट या कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन बढ़ गया, इसका मतलब मैंने अगर डबल मेरा सेलिंग प्राइस कर दिया, तो क्या हो जाएगा? आई विल नॉट गेट कस्टमर. मुझे कस्टमर नहीं मिलेगा. कस्टमर क्या बोलेगा? अरे पिछले महीने में 100 रुपए को प्रोडक्ट बेचता था, अभी 200 कर दिया, तो चलो दूसरा वेंडर देखते. गेटिंग दिस? सो यू विल अल्टीमेटली लूज योर बिजनेस. गेटिंग दिस? So if your profit is not increasing, or if your profit is decreasing trend or increasing trend, to understand this, what are the parameters which affect on your profit, you need to understand with the help of this managerial economy. Then capital and investment analysis. कहाँ पे investment किया है and what is the rate of return, that is return on investment. कितना investment किया है और उसके ऊपर हम कितना कमा रहे हैं. Getting this? To calculate this, managerial economics also help you. And last one is the strategic planning. Means what? To decide the future course of action related to expansion, diversification, or winding of your project, or increasing the plant capacity. Managerial economics will help you. Okay, so these are the various areas where managerial economics help us. इसके लिए डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग के लिए, डिमांड एनालिसिस के लिए, प्राइसिंग डिसाइड करने के लिए, कॉम्पिटिटिव स्ट्रेटजी बनाने के लिए, प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट एनालिसिस करना है, रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन देखना है, प्रॉफिट का एनालिसिस करना है, इन्वेस्टमेंट का एनालिसिस करना है, वेदर माय इन्वेस्टमेंट इज गिविंग मी रिटर्न्स और नॉट, एंड फ्यूचर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन डिसाइड करने के लिए मुझे मैनेजरल इकोनॉमिक्स का हेल्प लेना पड़ेगा. दैट इज समथिंग अबाउट, दिस इज द स्कोप of managerial economics on operational issues. Now next is the external managerial economics can also use to resolve the external issues. External issues are to find out the ways with respect to external issues. So external issues are, these are nothing but environmental issues or general business environment within which my firm or my organization is working. Okay, for example, it will help you the type of economic system in the country. What type of economic system is there? Whether it is going to support to industry or whether it is in favor of industry or it is against of the industry, that you can know through managerial economics. Then general trend of production system, employment, income, prices, saving and investment. Managerial economics. So these are the external trends. These are not your organization's trends. It is not restricted to your organization. These are the production trends in the general, in the market. Employment status of the market or society. Then income level of the person. Then prices, whether there is the increasing or decreasing prices, whether there is the inflation or not inflation. Then saving and investment habit of the individual. That is something about external issues. Then trends in the working of financial institutions. So अगर कोई भी बैंक लोन देती है तो उसके formalities क्या है, what are the formalities and what amount of capital is reserved to solve this issue. Getting this? So this managerial economics help us to know the various trends of banks and financial institutions. Because why we need to study this? Because we have to approach towards banks, we have to approach towards the financial institutions to get the loan and financial support from those. So that we need to understand. Then magnitude and trends in the foreign trade, foreign countries का इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस के ट्रेंड्स, इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस के अपॉर्चुनिटीज फाइंड आउट करने के लिए मैनेजरियल इकोनॉमिक्स हेल्प अस. Then labor and capital, trend of labor and capital. What type of labor trend is there? Whether my economy is labor based or technology based. Labor based means what? On the you are totally depend on the employee, total depends on the labor. So your technology is not, your production system or your operating activities are not technology based. यानी मेरा लेबर इंटेंसिव अगर ऑन इंडस्ट्री रहेगा, लेबर इंटेंसिव इकोनॉमी रहेगी, so you need the trends in the labor, whether they are increasing, whether there is the scope is increasing or decreasing, whether I could get labor at higher cost or at cheaper price. That you need to understand. Accordingly, you need to decide your production policy. मुझे लेबर सस्ता में मिलता है या बहुत पैसे में नहीं मिलता है? So let us take an example of this. We can know that we in our Pimpri Chinchwad and Pune area, in our Pimpri Chinchwad and Pune area, all multinational companies, all foreign multinational companies has been established. Why these are in our India? The reason is we have very cheap labor. The cost of production of labor is very less as compared to other countries. Let us take an example of Germany or China or US or UK. The cost of labor is too much high. That's why due to having labor, cost of labor at higher side, what is going to happen? Final price of my selling price of my product increases and it will be not affordable to customer. इसलिए क्या करते हैं multinational company, they have set up their plant into India because in India labor force they can get at cheaper rate. With minimum wage they can do maximum work. That's why so many multinational companies are also manufacturing companies. as well as so many back offices are there in India. Okay, because labor cost or the labor cost of labor in India as compared to other countries is very much less. So that by setting by by manufacturing the products or by making the modifications into the product at a minimum price, you can deliver this product in the market at cheaper price. That's why you need to understand the labor trends and capital market of the particular country in which I wanted to operate, in which in country I wanted to do my business. Then government's economic policy, industrial policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy, and price policy. These are the external issues that also I need to understand. Okay. So that was something about nature and scope of managerial economy. Now, uh, uh, once we are done with this, then we have to study some of the theories of economics. Okay. So before studying these theories of economics, first let us understand what is meant by firm. Okay. Just go through this slide. It is self-explanatory. I will again explain you after 2 minutes. Just go through this slide. What is the firm? Firm किसको बोलते हैं? Firm is nothing but organization. Just read this slide.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. See, we are just studying about the definition of firm. Have you heard the word that is business firm and charitable trust? आपने
Yes,
सुना
sir.
है ये word? So, can anybody tell me what is the difference between charitable trust and business firm? Business or business organization or business firm?
Business is like deals with profit. Business, the main motto of the business is earning profit.
Yes, correct.
The
Main objective
priority,
of business is to generate the profit. Okay. And what is the charitable trust?
their first priority is to provide service.
Yes, exactly. First priority is to provide the service or to cooperate with the members. Means objective is not to generate the profit. अगर फर्म बोला है, हम लोग बोलते हैं कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी होती है, कोऑपरेटिव फर्म नहीं होते. फर्म बोले तो ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू जनरेट द प्रॉफिट एंड सोसाइटी बोले तो टू जस्ट हेल्प आउट, to just help out to the members. Now
And
here we are studying the firm. Okay. Now firm means what? It is the commercial enterprise. Commercial enterprise means what? This existence of that firm is to generate the profit, and to generate the profit that firm has raised the capital. Firm has borrowed the capital from other sources to having a commercial enterprises, that commercial enterprise can hire main material, methodologies and money as well. Okay, by utilization or by making the proper mix of machinery, methods, mains, labors, then material, that firm is going to produce either goods or service. Okay, and once the goods or service is prepared, then the same goods or service the firm is going to sell into the market, and it can generate the profit. Getting this? So objective, if the firm is there, whose objective is to generate the profit, that's why this firm can buy something, and the firm can sell out the finished goods. Firm can buy, what firm can buy? Firm can buy raw material, firm can buy buy the land, firm can buy the technology, firm can buy the labor resources. Okay, and by making the combination of all these things, firm can produce finished goods or one final service, and by selling this service into the market, firm will generate the profit. That is something about firm. Okay, so just let us understand the characteristics of firm. Firm is the unit of production. Unit यानी physical place where production is going to be carried out. That employs the factor of production. Factor of production is the unit required to make the product. For example, if I wanted to manufacture the Scorpio, that time I have to purchase so many raw materials, so many inputs. For example, tire लगेगा, engine लगेगा, chassis लगेगा, gears लगेंगे, steering wheel लगेगी. So these are the inputs. That is called as the factors of production. To produce the goods and services. Yes, to produce the goods and
Hello?
services under
Hello?
the given.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Your voice
Am I
is
audible?
breaking.
Uh, 1 minute. Getting now?
Yes, sir.
Getting my voice now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now it is getting.
Okay. So just what we are doing, we are studying the characteristics of firm. Firm means what? It is the physical unit where some of the inputs we are going to utilize to make the final goods or finished goods of the product. Okay, so in the firm we can process on the raw material with the help of technology, with the help of labor, with the help of machinery, or with the help of human resources. Getting this? So there in firms these things are there. Means what? Output will be prepared by utilization of the inputs, that is the firm. Then it is independently administered business unit. This is the business unit which is separate existence than their owner. Business is different, owners are different. Whatever capital acquired by the business from the owners, it is the liability of business. Getting this? So business is different, firm is different, and the owner is different. Means what? Every business is called the artificial legal entity. It has a legal existence. Owner can die, owner can be retired, but firm cannot be died until it gets liquidated. Okay, so it is the independently administered business unit. Then it is a control center of control where decisions about what to produce and how to produce are taken. ये जो फिजिकल प्लेस है जहाँ पे क्या प्रोड्यूस करना है और कैसे प्रोड्यूस करना इसके डिसीजंस होते हैं, उसको फर्म बोलते हैं. Then it is a business unit which hires productive resources. अभी जैसे मैंने बताया, टेक्नोलॉजी, कैपिटल, लैंड, लेबर, मशीनरीज, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी, लैंड, बिल्डिंग, ये सारे प्रोडक्टिव रिसोर्सेस हम लोग यूज करते हैं. किसके लिए? फॉर प्रोडक्शन ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विस. आइदर आई कैन प्रोड्यूस गुड्स और I can provide the services. So where these resources are utilized, that is called as a firm. Then it is the place where all the resources of production are brought together. Production is done as well as sale and distribution of manufactured good is carried out. कि जहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन होता है, सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है, उसको बोलते हैं फर्म. अभी देखिए ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ फर्म क्या होता है. फर्स्ट इज द मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ द प्रॉफिट. प्रॉफिट कमाना, ओनली प्रॉफिट कमाना ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है. प्रॉफिट जो कमाया है एज कंपेयर टू प्रीवियस ईयर, नेक्स्ट ईयर प्रॉफिट शुड बी मैक्सिमाइज. पिछले साल 10,000 मिल कमाया था, अभी एटलीस्ट 20,000 होना चाहिए. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ द प्रॉफिट. Then wealth maximization. Second objective is the wealth maximization. Wealth maximization means what? Today, if market price of my share is rupees 100, it should be goes to increase up to 100 and 150. If it goes to 100 to 150, that time it will called as this firm is generating wealth. Getting this? Value of firm should increase. That is something about wealth maximization. Maximization यानी बढ़ना. सेल्स मैक्सिमाइजेशन, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है? फर्म शुड ट्राई टू मैक्सिमाइज द सेल, क्योंकि जितना सेल होगा उतना टर्न होगा, तो जितना बड़ा टर्न होगा उतना उसका प्रॉफिट मार्जिन ज्यादा होगा. देन टू गेट द सेटिस्फैक्टरी लेवल ऑफ प्रॉफिट, कितना कमाना है. Getting this? So you will decide some of the threshold limit of profit. And till that time, you will go ahead. You will expand the production capacity. You can diversify production because you have to reach towards that particular target. वो particular profit के target पे जाने के लिए जो कुछ आपको करना पड़ेगा, you can do. That is also objectives. Then some of the other objective firm. So just look. Let us see what are the major objective of firm. First is the profit maximization, sales maximization, wealth maximization, and utility maximization. Utility maximization यानी efficiency बढ़ाना. Efficiency बढ़ाना यानी for example I am using for example one machinery. उसी मशीनरी के ऊपर उसका स्टैंडर्ड आउटपुट है 100 यूनिट्स एक घंटे का. अगर हम लोग एक घंटे में 50 करते हैं तो क्या हो जाएगा? दिस मशीनरी इज अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड. तो उसका मैक्सिमाइजेशन क्या करना है? यूटिलिटी, कौन से वे से हाईएस्ट उससे हम लोग निकालना चाहते हैं उसका इफिशियंसी. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इफिशियंसी और यूटिलिटी मैक्सिमाइजेशन. If we maximize the utility of all the resources, automatically my cost of production will decrease and my profit will increase. To increase the utility, to maximize the utility, maximize sales, maximize wealth, maximize profit, these are the objectives of firm. Now, along with this, there are some of the other objectives of firm. First is the maximize the growth rate, maximum growth rate. So whatever is the growth rate of industry, ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री का ग्रोथ रेट कितना है, उसमें फॉर एग्जांपल ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री का ग्रोथ रेट अगर 10% है तो मेरे कंपनी का भी एटलीस्ट 10% होना चाहिए. ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री का एनुअल ग्रोथ रेट 10% है, लेकिन मेरे कंपनी का 6% हो सकता है. गेटिंग दिस? आई शुड हैव टू इंक्रीज दिस माय ग्रोथ रेट. गेटिंग दिस? सो दैट मे बी ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ फर्म. Then to desire a liquidity position. Liquidity position means what? Ability of firm to pay short term liabilities. जो short term loans and advances मेरे पास जो रहते हैं, वो short term liability पेमेंट करने के लिए मेरे पास short term assets या liquid assets है या नहीं है. अगर नहीं है तो I should have to maintain this kind of liquid assets. I need to maintain the proper balance of liquid assets and liquid liabilities, and to maintain this liquidity position, that may be a objective of firm. So these are the economic objectives. Then survival in the business, then building public confidence about the product, then to think about the welfare of our organization. यानी सब कोई सुखी होना चाहिए. सुखी यानी सेटिस्फाइड होना चाहिए. मेरे कंपनी में काम करने वाले लोग मेरे कंपनी को अटैच जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर्स रहेंगे, ये सब कुछ सेटिस्फाइड होना चाहिए. I should have to satisfy with them. That is something about welfare about my organization and welfare about my stakeholders. That is also objective. Then sound business practices. Sound business यानी I should not use illegal practices to run my business. Okay, that because I wanted to continue with my operations for long years. Getting this? To survive or to stay in the economy, to stay in the economic market, I should not use any kind of illegal practices. That should be our objective. And progressive management. Progressive management means what? manager should have to improve. Management's thinking should increase accordingly. What should have to happen? Management should think about the progress of organization only. Management can past future due to which organization should progress. So these are the other objectives of firms. So we have seen some of the basic objectives of firms, and we have seen the other objectives of firm. Now, for your profit maximization objective. Profit maximization यानी you should have to we should have to generate the profit. Okay, to generate the profit, what you have to do? You have to do the revenue. Revenue means what? It is your sale. Getting this? Now, to generate the maximum profit, what you have to do? Either you have to reduce your expenses or you have to control your expenses. एक तो आपको आपके खर्चों जो है, direct indirect expenses, then factory cost, work cost, indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, direct labor cost, direct expenses, we should have to either control or should reduce. अगर रिडक्शन करना पॉसिबल नहीं है तो एटलीस्ट आई शुड हैव टू ट्राई टू कंट्रोल इट, because I can't make so much fluctuations into final price. For example, let us take an example. अगर मारुति सुजुकी हर एक महीने में उसके प्राइसेस गाड़ी के प्राइसेस अगर चेंज करती है तो क्या हो जाएगा? इट विल क्रिएट द डिस्टर्बेंस इन द माइंड ऑफ कस्टमर. क्या करेगा? चलो भाई, इसके प्राइसेस आज भी हर रोज कुछ नए प्राइसेस देख तो वी शुड गो टू द common price. Okay, so the way in which your expenses are changing, in the same manner I can't make the changes into my selling price. समझ में आ रहा है concept? Getting this? इसलिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I should have to maximize profit anyhow. If I can't increase the price of my product, selling price of my product, that time what is the thing which is in my hand? That is, I should reduce my expenses. अगर कुछ थ्रेशोल्ड लिमिट के आगे अगर मेरे कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट्स का कीमत मैं नहीं बढ़ा सकता तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? आई शुड हैव टू फाइंड द स्कोप टू रिड्यूस माय कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. Then and then, if there is the huge difference between your revenue and your expenses, that time that the difference is your profit. तो ये profit maximize करने के लिए you have to find the technique. So first and most important objective of organization is to maximize the profit. Maximization profit means what? It is the difference between your revenue and your total cost. अभी अगर profit maximize कर दिया तो क्या हो सकता है? The profit maximization is often suggested as the maximization of return on investment. जितना भी profit ज़्यादा मैं कमाऊंगा, on the basis of this, I will return to my dividend, return the dividend in the form dividend to the shareholders. That is something of return on investment. कितना मैंने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है और उसके ऊपर मुझे कितना रिटर्न मिल गया है, that I can count with the help of profit maximization. Getting this? So if your maximum profit if you are generating, you will be generating higher returns on your investment, because investment is the amount which you have spent in the organization. Okay. The profit maximization is also called the earning per share maximization. Automatically, what will happen? If you generate the maximum profit, automatically you will generate more returns. If you are generating more returns, then automatically you will distribute these returns in the form of dividend to your shareholders. Automatically, what will happen? Earning per share of your market price, earning per share for your share, it will increase. Getting this? So what there is the need of maximization, increase the investment, as well as this profit
Hello,
maximization will increase
hello,
share of organization. Yes, yes.
sir. Again, voice is breaking.
Yeah, sir.
1 minute. 1 minute. But I have now full range.
Yeah, right now it's clear, but
Right.
sometimes when you started speaking, na, so it's some kind of glitches are there.
Okay. but my mobile is showing full.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
You
anyway.
can. You can. Yes.
Should I continue now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Please.
Okay, so studying the profit maximizing the profit, and
Sir,
if you
again,
maximize,
same issue.
so what is going to? Hello.
Sir, when you start teaching, that time this issue happens.
So you
Hello. Am I audible?
So yeah, but it's breaking.
yes, sir.
The voice is breaking.
1 minute. 1 minute. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay. Okay. Now see what we are studying. We were studying about the profit maximization. Profit maximization ये concept क्या है कि as a firm, my objective is to generate the profit. तो generate the profit यानी कितना कमाना है मुझे? I have to decide. I have to maximize. Maximize यानी क्या है? कल जितना कमाया ना उससे ज्यादा आज होना चाहिए. आज जितना कमाया उससे ज्यादा कल होना चाहिए. कल जितना कमाए उससे परसों उससे भी ज्यादा होना चाहिए. मीन्स व्हाट यू हैव टू कीप मैक्सिमाइज ट्रेंड इन योर प्रॉफिट. ठीक है. प्रॉफिट क्यों कमाना चाहिए? बिकॉज इट इज द बैरोमीटर ऑफ योर सर्वाइवल और सक्सेस. गेटिंग दिस. जितना भी ज्यादा आप लोग पैसे कमाओगे, प्रॉफिट कमाओगे, द सेम अमाउंट यू विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डिविडेंड टू योर शेयर होल्डर्स. गेटिंग दिस. सो जितना भी प्रॉफिट ज्यादा बनता है तो उसके हिसाब से मेरा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट, जितना भी इन्वेस्टमेंट मेरे लोगों ने, मेरे इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर, प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स, बैंकर्स ने किया रहेगा, उसके ऊपर मैं ज्यादा रिटर्न्स जनरेट कर सकता हूँ. एंड इफ आई गेट द मैक्सिमम रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट, then automatically I will divide this investment among my shareholders in the form of dividend. That is called as a, तो उससे क्या होता हो जाएगा, मेरा अर्निंग पर शेयर का अर्निंग बढ़ेगा. Getting this. So it also profit maximization leads to maximize the business operation for the profit maximization. तो ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कमाना है इसका मतलब ज्यादा इफिशियंसी से मुझे काम करना. Earlier, one worker was manufacturing only 10 units on one machinery in 1 hour. अभी अगर मुझे प्रॉफिट कमाना है तो मैं क्या करूंगा? आई विल यूटिलाइज द आइडल कैपेसिटी ऑफ दैट मशीनरी. यानी पहले 10% कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइज करता था, इसलिए 10 प्रोडक्ट्स बनते थे. अभी मैंने उसको स्ट्रिक्टली बोला है नहीं, ये मशीनरी का. So what I will do, I will tell to that worker कि ये मशीनरी का कैपेसिटी 100 का है, मुझे 100 प्रोडक्ट्स एनी हाउ चाहिए. मीन्स व्हाट, आई विल यूटिलाइज 100% कैपेसिटी ऑफ दैट मशीनरी and 100% capacity of that labor. Getting this. So you will maximize the business operations in this way to maximize the profit. अगर ज्यादा कमाना है तो ज्यादा भागना ही पड़ेगा. That is something about maximization of your business operation. Then ultimate aim of business concern is to earning profit, and hence it consider all possible ways to increase the profitability. प्रॉफिट कमाने के लिए जो कुछ करना पड़ेगा, आई शुड बी रेडी टू डू दिस. तो अगर प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइज करना है तो आई हैव टू अरेंज, I have to manage all my resources in positive way. Getting this. So profit is the parameter of measuring the efficiency of business. अगर आप प्रॉफिट कमाते हो, इसका मतलब आपका efficiency बढ़ने वाली है या बढ़ रही है. Okay. And if you are generating the profit in the organization, means what? It reduces the risk of your business. इसलिए प्रॉफिट आपको कमाना पड़ेगा. अभी देखिए प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन मॉडल इज देयर फॉर योर सिलेबस. अभी प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन मॉडल क्या बताता है? देखिए, this model helps to predict the price output behavior. Price output यानी what is the price, what was the input, which we have utilized, and what is the output, what I got of the firm under the changing market conditions, tax rate, wage, salaries, bonus, degree of availability of resources, technology. Yani when I use this various mix of input for manufacturing purpose, तो ये सारे input यूज करने के बाद जो मैंने आउटपुट बनाया, तो आउटपुट बनाने के बाद उसका रिजल्ट कितना मिला, दैट इज समथिंग अबाउट प्राइस आउटपुट बिहेवियर. आउटपुट एक्चुअल मुझे कितना मिला, इतना सारा रिसोर्सेस अरेंज करने के बाद, if you are not generating satisfactory output, that time it will not lead me towards the profit. So by making the combination of various resources, if you are generating, if your output is in measurable, if your output is remarkable or measurable, that time it will maximize your profit. Okay, then profit maximization implies the earning highest possible amount of profit during a given period of time, zyada se zyada kamana. Then profit maximization help us to utilize the optimum production capacity. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मेरा production capacity कैसे utilization करना, ये कौन मुझे सिखाता है? Profit maximization in short run as well as long run. ठीक है, how to utilize my resources. If I have decided to maximize the profit, I should know how to utilize my resources in long term nature as well as in short term nature. Now next, there should be a proper balance between short term objective and long term objective of the firm. ये प्रॉफिट कितना दिन के लिए, कितना क्वांटिटी होने तक मुझे ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कमाना है, एंड कितने क्वांटिटी होने के बाद मुझे कम दाम में यूनिट्स बेचने हैं, that can also I decide. Okay, then in short run the firm is able to make only slight or minor adjustment to the production process. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल शॉर्ट टर्म में क्या डिसीजन ले सकते हैं? वी कैन टेक द डिसीजन ऑफ ओवर टाइम, वी कैन गिव द हायर प्रेशर्स ऑन द वर्कर्स, we can extend the credits from the suppliers to certain time. अगर मैंने वो एक्सटेंड किया, ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक्सटेंड किया, तो उसका एडवर्स इफेक्ट मेरे बिजनेस पे होता है. इसलिए मैं फॉर एग्जांपल ओवर टाइम कितना करना है, 1 घंटे का नॉर्मल ड्यूटी होने के बाद 1 घंटा, 2 घंटा, 3 घंटा, आई हैव टू डिसाइड. अगर मैंने बोला कि ये ड्यूटी करने के बाद और भी एक पूरा 8 घंटा ओवर टाइम करो, तो इट विल बी नॉट वर्कआउट. गेटिंग दिस? So I have to utilize the resources in short term way as well as long term way. Short term way में कितना करना है, I have to decide. Long term way में कितना करना है, I have to decide it. Okay, so this type of decision I have to take in profit maximization thing. Then you have to utilize your production capacity or plant capacity in short term as well as in long term. So to generate the profit, I have to take this kind of activities. Understood this? I think we have finished our time. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Should we stop here? So we were studying about the profit maximization model. Profit maximization model is nothing but maximization of profit of the firm. तो प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन करने के लिए आई हैव टू अरेंज वेरियस काइंड्स ऑफ रिसोर्सेस, आई हैव टू अरेंज the all kind of mix of capital, the main machinery, methodologies, then methods as well, and accordingly I have to make the optimum utilization of my all input variables, and I will count the profit. That is something about profit maximization model. So let us stop here. Next lecture we will see the factors considered to maximize the profit. क्या क्या consider करते हैं? And next is the Site and March behavioral theory. Tomorrow onwards we will see some of the theories. Okay, so thank you so much. Let us stop here.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
झालं झालं ऑलमोस्ट.